Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. Now, just a day or two ago, I put up a video where the Freedom Front Plus had earlier asked Bekesele a question about how much had been stolen from the South African Police Service by way of ammunition and guns. And to his horror, Dr. Pieter Groenewald found out that over 9.5 million rounds of ammunition had just magically disappeared in the last 6 years from the South African Police Service, and something like 4,500 guns had also magically just disappeared, and no one had been brought to book. And we know the South African Police Service, like the South African Army, is in disarray, short of funds, and starting to kind of fall apart, which is not a good sign when you consider what's happening in South Africa. And it really is a call to the white South African population to start working together, getting together, because they're going to need to take on some of the issues that are going to develop, especially if people like Johan Rupert leave the country. Now, the South African Police Service has a huge crisis on its hands, with a large number of officers being unfit to carry firearms, and also a large number of officers who are actually facing criminal charges, but have yet to go before the courts. But they're still being paid while they're suspended. Yep, don't you worry about that, they're still being paid. 41% of police officers, that's 8,731 out of 21,206, who were assessed, failed their annual shooting test. Police officers' shooting ability is tested every year using 3 firearms, a 9mm pistol, an R5 rifle, and a shotgun. To maintain their shooting permit, a police officer must pass a full assessment. If they fail, they have to hand in their weapons immediately. Well, it's like education, they'll just lower the standards. It's simple. And if someone gets shot, well, they shouldn't be standing there, should they? I mean, that's the L factor, the logic factor. Not enough ammunition for training. Yeah, because it's been stolen. It's been stolen. That's why there's not enough ammunition. All the Crims have got it in South Africa. That's why they're going around shooting each other. It's a party. Lieutenant General Elias Mawela blamed the poor performance on a lack of ammunition for training, pointing to Denel for the shortfall. Denel, however, said its contract to supply the South African Police Service with ammunition has expired. They added that they met all their contractual requirements before the contract expired. So now that the police service is out of money, they've given all their ammunition to the criminals. They're not going to order any more ammunition to protect the South African population. Nice. What a complete and utter disaster. Since 2013, the South African Police Service has lost 4,357 firearms and an incredible 9.6 million rounds of ammunition. Freedom Front Plus leader Dr. Pieter Groenewald said, "No wonder violent crime is out of control. The police service seems to be the biggest provider of illegal ammunition. And you know what this government's trying to do? It's trying to bring in a law that'll make it impossible for you to hold a gun for self-protection. So to hold a gun legally, forget it. You're going to have to give it up to the police service, and then they're going to hand it out to their mates, the criminals." It's like what's happening to everything else in South Africa. It's been taken away from the old white economy, white monopoly capital, as Julius Chameleon Malema calls it. So it's been taken away from the white population, basically, and been handed over to these rats in the ANC and their bureaucrat cadres, who are just so deep in the corruption pit, it's incredible. Let's look at the increase in crime in South Africa. Considering the lack of training, it is not surprising that there has been a big increase in crime in South Africa. According to the latest crime statistics, there were 20,336 murders in the country between April 2017 and March 2018. This is a 7% increase from the previous year. This puts the country's murder rate at close to 36 people murdered per 100,000 population. It translates into 57 people are being murdered each day. A lack of resources featured along foreign nationals, unemployment and gang activity as some of the reasons for the high crime rate. People relying on private security services. Many communities have lost their trust in the South African police service and are now relying on private security services to keep them safe. Police Minister Bheki Cele has recently revealed that there are currently 193,000 officers in the country, with the South African Police Service looking to hire a further 14,000 in the next 3 years. This is significantly less than the 498,435 private security officers who are employed by just over 9,000 registered and active security businesses. This means that there are about 2.5 private security guards for every police officer in the country. Most of these security businesses and security officers are operating in Gauteng, followed by KwaZulu-Natal and the Western Cape. Now, let me show you some figures which will demonstrate to you how bad the crime rate is in South Africa. What you'll see in the chart that I've attached after this little intro is that South Africa has the third worst crime rate in the world today. And the only two countries that beat it are Papua New Guinea, which is a complete basket case, and Venezuela, which is a complete basket case. And I think the top three, which include South Africa, can all be put in that same basket. All right, here comes the little chart. Okay, guys, take care. Please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for updates, and have a safe day. Bye for now.